Hey, what's up, Tabasco Virgin Gang? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Today's edition of cool stuff I got in the mail recently is going to be this Alakazam card right here. I believe this particular set is called Split Earth in Japanese. I think that's what it is. You know, that whole e-reader time frame. The Japanese vintage versions, these pop off, my personal opinion. This Alakazam's no exception. Looks awesome. I got these from Pokeyazzy over on Instagram. Been doing business with her for a little bit. She's a good friend. Just been always super transparent about card conditions. I actually bought some of the other cards you see around it in that same style from her as well. Recommend you check her out if you want to. I appreciate that card once again. Thank you so much. Let's talk about the Van Gogh stuff a little bit. There's been a lot of stuff going on. So a typical day for me nowadays, if I'm not at work, is I'm either gaming out, playing some fucking video games, or I'm perusing r/Pokemon or r/Pokemon TCG and just looking at stuff that happens in the Pokemon community on there. Just fucking perusing that place. And the stuff that you see is kind of crazy. Like, I saw this a little bit on there. This is not the main topic, but apparently there was allegedly a data breach with all the fake fucking manufactured emails happening lately, though. Who knows? But allegedly, your data could just be like, I mean, let's fucking take a look at that real quick. I can actually pull it up what it said. I'm writing to inform you the following. Last Saturday, 30 September 2023, a security incident occurred in the Van Gogh Museum web store for 1850 to 2020. A technical issue resulted in a data breach in which personal data was visible in third parties during the order process. If you were present in our web store and the above time frame, there is a small chance that unauthorized persons may have access to your personal data entered in the shopping cart, such as your name, address, all your personal stuff, the things you don't want creepy people to find, and start knocking on your window and licking your cars late at night, right? This is why we thought it was important to get in touch. Once again, there's been a lot of fake information going around and stuff whenever it came out, but I mean, if that's legit. That's it's a little crazy to think about right there. But other stuff's been happening too. Apparently, people's orders were getting canceled, and it's still happening across the board. But if you at least had one thing that shipped out, they were giving out the Pokemon Pikachu promos per item that you got. So say you got 10 fucking packs of sleeves, you got 10 promos in your box. And that's absolutely nuts to me, especially with the current climate of Pokemon. To me, it just goes to show you they don't care so much about the card. They care more about the product. But even if you only had, say you ordered 3 product, right? 2 of them canceled and you only got like 1 product in your box. They still sent you 3 promos. That's great for the people that are actually getting them. But that's absolutely insane when it comes to actually distributing that stuff out and just doing that. And it just shows you they are, I don't know. I don't even know how the fuck they're managing stuff with that. It's crazy to think about. They're still dropping those in there. But found something a little goofy and I want to talk about as well instead. So people are actually starting to get their orders out. Saw this on r/Pokemon TCG. Let's take a look at this together because in my spare time, I'm just looking at scary stories on the internet involving Pokemon cards. Let's read this one together. I thought this was a little interesting. Maybe you will too. FedEx driver threw the package into my yard while I was at school and the animals got a hold of it. So in search of Smeargle sleeves and promos, I fucking guess. And if you look down there, you just see a bunch of stuff in the yard right there. See a couple cards, see a couple sleeves. You zoom in a little bit, they actually have other pictures. Oh, there's the promos. That doesn't look great. It looks like a couple of the dogs out of that stuff. I guess the FedEx driver didn't want to wait for you to sign. They just got a little old dog homie to come up, then put the package in their mouth, got their prints, was like, there you go, that's enough of a signature for me. Let them go to town. That's mad unfortunate. It looks like the cards are ruined right there. There's a nice little crease you can see. That's terrible. That one's straight up in half. And then, oh man, that's a real shame. Those Smeargle sleeves, like basically a lot of those sleeves were the only thing I really wanted from the drop. I wanted to add them to the sleeve collection. And I'm sure I'll be able to pick some up eventually. The main thing people are trying to flip is that fucking card. But that's such a shame to see. The sleeves are ruined. The actual cards themselves are ruined. The whole order is basically ruined. Not really so much the fault of Pokemon. It was just something revolving around that was kind of funny. What's crazy to me is, like, actually on paper, only, like, maybe $20 of damage happened there. But, like, if you go and look and see what this stuff's selling for, people are bundling the card with a lot of the product they actually sold on eBay. So if you want, like, Smeargle sleeves plus the promo, that was going for like about $120 to $150. I think it still might be if you go up and look at that stuff. I ain't paying that price. But that's essentially like a loss of like $250 right there that they could have moved on the platform, which, say what you will about it, that's what the fucking market does. I don't necessarily agree with it. That's what it is. But that's such a shame to see. And kind of just showing that stuff. That's crazy to me, though, that like people are getting like multiple orders of stuff, because that kind of just looks like to me they got one set of sleeves and they got 2 promos, which leads me to believe the cancellation happened. That's crazy to me that Pokemon prioritized that stuff. Like Pokemon, for this drop in particular, I think they fucked up like majorly. They're not handling the promo distribution correctly. Orders are canceling on left and right. People are making whole Instagram posts about that stuff. You can hop on any of the Reddits and see it. I think they handled this like absolute garbage. And I think the reason why they did that is I don't think they fucking care about that card whatsoever, but that's what the community really cares about. That's what they want to get graded. That's what they want to flip. Fucking Pokemon Center cares about that product. The plushies, the fucking sleeves, the postcards, the actual canvases, all the merch, the mugs. That's what that's very clearly what they cared about selling. 110%. And the entire lineup was good. They didn't even announce the time frame for when it was going up. You just kind of had to like be on the website and feel around what was going to happen. There was allegedly people that got on that website early, possibly due to the URL being leaked a little bit. The whole drop was just a fucking nightmare. And just seeing stuff like this where like people are actually getting their stuff and it's getting ripped to shreds by unfortunate circumstances, but seeing, in my personal opinion, evidence of where like people still got multiple promos for one item that was in there. Like Pokemon just not handling this stuff well anymore. I don't personally think they care about any of that. They just want to sell the merch, and if their merch sells out, they're just dropping those cards in there. But that shows me they also possibly have quite a few of those cards. They might do a second launch of that stuff once again. If they're being that loosey-goosey with promos, they either just don't give a fuck about them, or they have so many of them, they're just dropping them in there and they don't care. But ultimately, I think the merch is what's going to be the things that people are going to want a little bit later. Those cards, I think they'll be fine. Like, people have them graded in 10s. They might move around a little bit here and there, but I think once the initial hype dies down for that, it won't be so bad getting them. Still, that sucks. That really sucks seeing, man, just everyone's being a little bit goofy with that stuff. The dogs had a good old time with that stuff. They got the product and you didn't. That's such a shame. I've seen stories like this too, where like people's like slabs get ripped up, or like there's binders that could just get chewed to shreds by dogs or something like that. And being someone who owns a cat, I've never been happier to do so, but that's just, it's quite a shame. I mean, dog can't help it, right? I mean, you're the one that left your stuff out, but you just, whew, especially during the old pandemic time where cards were like triple, quadruple the value, sometimes right there. Such a shame. Hope you guys were getting your Van Gogh stuff as well. I know several of you guys actually ordered it. Hope you did. Appreciate you. See you later, virgins. Just looking at some goofy, goofball stuff. And, yeah, I don't know. That data breach could have also possibly happened as well. I'm pretty sure Rattle also did a video. See you later, virgins. Have fun. Ooh, Van Gogh. You crazy guy, you.